Welcome to the GLAC Studios Piece Collection Oil Painting Tutorials. Thank you very much for joining in. We are doing the peace symbol Tao pictures, and today also we'll do the same, but we will do something different with the colors and the approach of it. And the way I take you through the sessions is that I introduce you to the materials, and then I train you a little bit on how to draw and also how to paint on top of it in an hour's time. So this is something for people who are the basic level, wanted to understand things at the basic level. It's going to be very useful and very interesting to try in an hour. Yeah. So let's go over the things that we will be using, the materials. The paper that I use is paint on mixed media multi-techniques paper. So it's a thick paper, A4 size, 250 grams, and it's from the brand by name Clairefontaine. It's really thick enough to manage any type of artwork, and it's very good. Also acid free, so it's a very good one to use. And I have taken a paper for work today. And then the brushes, I'm going to be using brush numbers 7 to put around, and then I have brush number 1 and 0, and possibly micro brush that I use. This is 12 by 0 Princeton Velvet Touch. I use this when I have to do something minute, and also just sign most of the time. So these are the brushes. We are going to now look at the colors. So today I'm going to a good variety of colors in the range of red and orange. So I have my usual titanium white, and I'm going to use the Mars red that I did last time. I kind of like it, and I'm going to see how things will work when I use them together with Vermillion. And this is Vermillion light. If you have Vermillion, that's also good. And I have Cadmium Orange. These are the colors that I'm going to try. And for the twig in the beak of the bird, I have a little bit of olive green left over, and I'm still using it fine. So that's about the colors. And then the oil is cold pressed raw linseed oil that's poured into this container. As you can see, I've been using the same container for quite some time now, so you can judge how much of medium I use, as little as possible. Yeah, and then the palette is a use and throw palette that I have. So this is a convenient one for me because I keep on using it for many things, and once the palette is fully loaded and I cannot use it anymore, then I just tear it off and throw it away. So that's about the materials. And the last but not the least material that we are going to use right now is just a pencil and an eraser to, plot the bird, the piece Tao. I use 2B pencil just for the sake of being visible, the artwork that I'm trying to do being visible in a camera. But the advice that I will give especially for ones who are learning from the beginning, is that you take a lighter pencil that is possibly a H2H or something like that, and an eraser, of course, to keep handy. We will be erasing things because we are going to use some very, very basic techniques to draw, and then use those guiding lines to develop the bird, and after that we are going to erase it off as well. That's exactly why I insist that we have a handy eraser. I'm looking at different angles of the artwork that we have been doing so far. Let's take a look at these angles that we have. So these are the pictures that we have from the sessions for comparison. We have almost tried the side angles, the yeah, and then these two views also. I'm just thinking of something slightly different. Maybe I will take an angle like this, but then I want the bird to look slightly downward. So I would use something similar to this for today's session. So I'm going to take away all these. So we are ready to get started. So I want the bird to look down. And when it's going to look down, it's also a thought process that possibly is ready to land. So I'm just looking at the angle. So it's going to be in this angle. Yeah. So now I'm going to start placing the circle. And for the ones who are just starting new along with me and wondering what the circle is all about, the simple technique when you do not know what to do is to just start with placing circles and giving away some sizes for you to measures for you to figure out where things can be placed. So circles are very simple methodologies to use when you are new to art and trying to place things. So I'm going to go around with my hand making a circular move. This is keeping in view people that are saying, uh-oh, I do not know how to make a circle. Then you move around your hand and then you start landing the tip of the pencil I have made it slightly oval and I'm going to make it thicker. I shouldn't be doing it. This is not a great idea. I'm doing it from the point of view that it's visible for you. So it's like this. Yeah, so I have somewhat made a circle. It's not a perfect circle, but that's okay. Yeah, that is okay. So I said the head is going to be somewhere over here looking down. The angle that I'm looking at, I'm going to make an angle for you to see. So this is the angle of the bird that's going to look down slightly. So if I have to maintain this angle and the feather is going to be coming down, drooping down slightly, then I would have to place the head here. And the space for so these are all circles again. So the space for the wing here. And possibly I'll give an angle to that as well. So this is going to be the overall outlook. And now that I have placed these circles, it's now looking like, oh, what are these? These are circles. How can these turn into a bird? Well, they can do that now. So I'm just going to make a bend here and a bend here. And I want to cut off slightly onto the side of the circle because I just don't want this to be that big. So this is where I'm going to cut off. I have it marked. Now that I have marked this section is going to be fine. I'm going to use this and then I'll make the space for the tail. I'm making it larger when it comes here and then shorter there, so just to give an angle to it. So this is the overall shape that's going to come up, and then from here comes the wing, isn't it? For the wing I'm going to make circles again. And I want the wing to go slightly thinner and longer here, so I'm going to make moves like this. So when I take out from here the arm of the wing, I'll bring it close to the edges of the circle but not touching the circle, so it's a guiding idea for me. And then maybe curve it slightly upwards like the feathers, coming like this. And if I have to make another wing, I will imagine the circle to be here. The bigger circle is here, you cannot see that fully. And then there is the smaller circle, two of them. So it's going to go slightly away, like that. And yeah, sharply closing in there. So it's going to move slightly away and yeah, sharply closing in there. So we have a pretty fair shape. It means that there's a lot of things to rub off now. We are ready to rub off. And this is where I say, this isn't a good idea to have a darker pencil. So I would again advise you that you always use something lighter. It takes a while to rub off. If the paper quality is good, it doesn't, destroy the paper. But the paper quality is not that good. It really affects it. You're, making strong movements with your eraser. Yes. I'm rubbing off this, and also, you want to have the lightest shade of the lead as much as possible, because depending upon the colors that you're trying to do, it might, blend with the colors also and give another color tonality that you may not want. From many angles, I would say that it's a great idea to just choose a lighter shade and maybe draw it even more lighter than what I have done. I have to do it from the camera point of view. You don't have to, so you can do a better job at this. So I am again thickening the line to just show you where things are after things are being erased as well. Yeah, so this is where the beak is going to be and the twig is going to be. Yes, that's how the bird is going to look like. So we have this shape and the space out here to try. And unlike the last times where I started from the outside, starting to build in the colors, I'm going to start with the bird today. So we are now ready to work on the colors, the oil paints. I'm going to go back to the Mars red. So it's this Mars red that I had been using, and I have it already with me here, so I don't have to take more of it. I'm going to take that and start working on those angles. I have taken 0 brush already, so it's going to be those sides. Luckily, this color is so strong that my lead, the dark lead impression that I have made with the drawing, it's getting blended in, but nothing happens to the color as such. So that's good. But it doesn't happen all the time with some of the colors. For example, if you're taking, let's say, a lemon yellow or permanent yellow, it surely destroys the color to have the lead there. I have seen some disappointing impressions of that lead getting blended and hard to take away. Maybe you'll have to paint it again over and over until you get the right color that you are convinced with. Okay. going to paint inside this time. So I'm trying to create the impression right outside. There you go. We are almost done with the shape of the bird. Yes. And then I want to give the nice shape for the eye. The beak. So I'm done with this. And I'm going to work on the twig. So we made a sort of semicircle, not even semicircle, quarter of a circle along the very close to the beak, and that's what I'm just developing now. So here I want to put the leaves, and the way I put the leaves, if you want to see carefully, I'm taking dipping the brush and then just flattening the brush, letting it to leave an impression there, flattening the brush close to the branch of the twig in an angle. Yeah, that's what I'm doing to create the impression of the leaves in the twig. You can use brush number 0 or 1 as well, depending upon the size of the brush, the twig, the leaf of the twig could look slightly bigger or smaller, but that's okay. Then you get to create it. So we are done with the overall structure of the bird and the twig. So that's a lot of things that we have done already. Good. So now we are going to work on the interesting background. Okay, so I start with the the Mars red that I did. So I'm going to start with that. And as opposed to what we did, the bricks, I'm going to start with some circles. Yeah. So I'm going to make some circular impressions close to the bird. Yeah. And so this is again another pattern that we are developing, just like the way we use the bricks, pattern of bricks. So this is the pattern with circles or dots. Again, how do we move? This is a good practice, how do we move? Another technique that I could share with you is that, placing it first and then rotating only the finger, so the arm as such, the wrist as such isn't moving, it's only this. And then you get this nice dot or circle. So I have this done. I'm going to just go around making it some more of it. Thinking where all I could create and how much distance I want to put between them. Some of them are nearly half circles here. So I am still near the bird. So I'm doing things very close to the bird first. I want this darker tonality close to the bird. I think I'm convinced with the overall outlook now, and I'm going to build on it with a slightly lighter tone, and that's why I chose the Vermillion. So I'll move to Vermillion now. I'm going to wipe off this brush, or choose to use brush number 1 as well in it. So let me try Vermillion, going in here. Not taking too much of the oil. Okay, so I'm just going to go near these circles and do another range of circles with Vermillion. See how that goes. Guess it will be beautiful to have one more of the Mars thread here, close to the tip of the beak. Looks slightly lighter, so I'm just darkening it. Done. Ready to go back to my Vermillion now. So I see that it's coming out okay. I think I can move on doing this. I want to do it. So we are using the logic of circles and using simple circular movements, we're creating some beauty. It's also peaceful to watch and peaceful representation. Wishing for peace, wishing for world peace. Happiness, good health, and peace to all. over here. I'm coming close to the twig. Just being careful in creating the impression of the circle just behind this twig. I'm just making sure the shape comes around, not touching the olive. Okay, I think I've created the impression that I wanted here, and I want to go on to a lighter tone, so filling it with lighter tonalities going forward. So I'm going to use the rag paper to wipe off brushes. Moving on to cadmium orange. I'm placing it on top of this blue, but to be honest, this is totally dry, so I can reuse the space. If it is wet in your case, you will have to use it in a separate place. Testing the cadmium orange here. Lovely color, lovely impression, but just be careful. Anything cadmium or the chrome or oxide or something like that is harmful, so stay away from it, the physical touch of it, as much as possible. Or wash off the hands also properly. I'm making these dots also get slightly bigger. Than the size that you see here. So they're growing in size. As they get far away from the bird, that gives another, yeah, a good impression, I think. Now I feel the need to build in another color. Again, it's up to you. At times the thought is spontaneous, one other color range will be giving another level of beauty to it, and the next color range that will be lighter be a lemon yellow or permanent yellow. I look at that. I found permanent yellow light. This is almost close to the permanent yellow. I'm going to take some of it here. Yellow is a translucent color, just like the way cadmium orange did. The necessity of using an oil medium is fairly less or even zero, I would say. So I have not touched it. I'm just going to try here. Give an impression here of the yellow coming on this side as well. Getting even bigger now, the circles. Okay, there you go. Guess we are done with the circles and the painting as well. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I would like to thank you for participating in this piece process and contributing together. Thank you. Bye-bye.